everyone, it's Andrea, and welcome to this edition of Talks in the Car. I've said this a couple of times, but I really love how God chooses to speak to me and to remind me of things and to point out things in my life. And I had a little bit of an experience not long ago, actually, as I was driving in here. I got into my car and my son was with me this morning. He's working an early shift, and as I turned on the car, I noticed a symbol came up on the dashboard. And for those of you who are aware of my car challenge over the last couple of months, I went into straight panic mode. I was like, no, what is wrong? What is going on? I had to buy a car unexpectedly and had a car payment. I hadn't had a car payment in a long time, and the previous car that I bought had so much things going on with it, and so I went straight into panic mode. Like, what is happening? And in that moment, I was kind of talking to myself. I was like, what is happening? And my son said, what's wrong, Mom? And I said, a symbol popped up on the car. And he was like, well, what's the symbol? So I went to explain it to him, and he didn't really understand what I was saying to him. So he got out of his side of the car, and he came over to the driver's side. He looked in, and I showed him where the symbol was, and he's like, okay. And he got back in the car. And then 2 minutes later, he says, oh, your tire pressure is low. And I said to him, I said, well, how did you know that? He said, I looked it up. And I said to him, well, what did you look under? He said, I described the symbol under car symbols. And it came up, you have low pressure in your tire. And as he said it, a calm came over me. I was like, okay, tire pressure I can deal with, as opposed to anything else. But as I dropped him off at work and I went on, going on to my job as I am now, God began to speak to me. And it's like, you know what? How easy is it for us to get into situations, for something to happen in our lives, for a circumstance to take place in our lives, and we go straight into panic mode. We go straight into what in the world. We go straight into what's happening. We go straight for the worst, as opposed to just simply finding out what the problem is. It would have been so much simpler for me to say, okay, here's a symbol. I'm not familiar with this symbol. Let me go look it up and see what the problem is before I, went straight to 100. And I would have had the understanding that, it's just a tire. You can go and put air in your tire. It's nothing major. You don't have to get all upset. You don't have to get anxious. But instead of doing that, I went straight for the worst, straight into panic mode, straight into, the what ifs and all of that. When my son was just like, Mom, this is what it is. And again, how many times do we face things in life? Do we go through things in life? Do we experience things? And instead of going to God, instead of asking God, instead of going into prayer, instead of going to the manual, going to the Word of God, we go straight into panic mode. We go straight into, oh God, what's going to happen? Oh Lord, I'm going to have to do this. Oh, this is happening. Oh my goodness, I'm going to be in this kind of trouble. I'm going to need to do this. I'm going to need to do that. Instead of going to God and saying, you know what? God, what is happening in this moment? What are you trying to teach me in this moment? What do I need to do? Instead of going to the source, we go in the opposite direction. We go into panic mode. We go into a place of fear. And so I want to encourage you the same way that lesson just touched my spirit. I said, you know what, Andrea? Instead of going from 0 to 100, take a moment, pause, and ask yourself, God, what are you saying in this moment? What are you trying to teach me in this moment? What do I need to do, God? What are you trying to tell me? And once we take that time to do that, once we take a moment to say, you know what, God, I'm going to trust you. I'm going to depend on you. I'm going to put my confidence in you. Then we can rest in God. Then we don't have to go into panic mode. Then we don't have to worry. We don't have to fret. All of those things we don't have to do. Why? Because we've put our confidence in God. We don't always have to go from 0 to 100. We don't always have to walk in fear. We don't always have to walk in worry. Why? Because we can go to the one who has the answer. Go to the source. Go to the one who is the root of everything. And so I want to encourage you today. Look at your day. If things come up, don't worry. If things happen, don't fret. Go to the source. Go to your Father. Go to the manual. Go into prayer and find out what God is saying and what God is doing in that moment. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will talk to you next time on Talks in the Car.